Hi folks, it's Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley Real Estate Team here today with a market update for the North Dundas area. And in this case, we'll be looking at Winchester, Chesterville, Winchester Township area, and Mountain Township. Now, one of the first things that people always ask us is, how is the market? How's the market doing out in the North Dundas area? Now, North Dundas is a typical rural area. Houses take a little bit longer to sell than they do in the city. There's simply fewer buyers out this way than there are in the city. But there's a few things to keep in mind. We have returned to a normal market, a normal Ottawa area market. So, what does normal mean? It means we have a market similar to what we had back in, let's say, 2015 to 2019. So, all those crazy prices we saw, the bidding wars, the people buying any house, any condition, those days are gone. It's a regular Ottawa market, which is actually always a pretty good market. It's a very stable market. So, what does it mean for you? Well, if you're a seller, guess what's now important again? Location, 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 location. Number one in real estate. Where's your location? How far from the city? What surrounds you? Who are your neighbors? All these factors that buyers look at. Right? So location's number one. And almost tied with number one, price. With the interest rates being what they are, and sure, they're coming down a little bit, not coming down that much, and they're not making that much of a difference. So buyers are looking at paying what, 3, 4, $5,000 a month for a house. They're being very careful. So you as a seller have to make sure that you don't overprice your house. It's one of those things. We're not getting those crazy prices anymore. You have to be exceptionally realistic as to what you can get. And of course, the third one is condition. What is the condition of your house? During the pandemic, buyers bought almost anything, didn't matter what shape it was in. They were desperate to find a house, so they paid crazy prices for houses that needed a lot of work. How much work does your house need? Makes a difference. Now, the buyers don't want to spend that extra money. And they're young buyers, many of them have no intentions of fixing a house up. They want to be able to move into one that they don't have to put out extra money on top of that big mortgage they're paying. They don't want to put out extra money into repairs and updating. Something to keep in mind. Now, for buyers, number one rule, don't go and lowball a seller, especially with an extra low ball. You know, if you come in way, way under asking price, don't expect one that the seller will take it. They're not desperate. And two, you've now ticked the seller off and it becomes very difficult to get that seller to deal. Sometimes it works, but a lot of the time the seller simply won't deal with you. So keep that in mind going forward. For the buyers, yeah, the house is out there all the time. You may not see anything today, you may not see anything for next week, but sooner or later there will be another house that you want to see. So here we go. Let's take a look at the numbers. We're looking at the numbers now for North Dundas. Really not too bad at all. So let's start off with Chesterville. 14 sales this year. Now that's down about 33% from this time last year, but keep in mind that's a very tiny market. Average price for Chesterville, 458, 462. So they're actually up 2.6% in price. Months of inventory, though, that's that key number that tells you the type of market you have, 3.9. So essentially 4 months of inventory. They're in a balanced market, so they're no longer in a seller's market. Winchester, 20 sales so far this year. That's down 9.1 from this time last year, so a little bit slower in Winchester. Average price doing a little bit better. There's more in that sort of middle range, that 4 to let's say 550 range selling now. So the average price in Winchester right now, 524, 540. So it's up 5.5% compared to this time last year. Months of inventory, not doing too bad, 3.1. So still in that seller's market, but almost back into a balanced market. Winchester Township. 26 sales so far this year, which is excellent for that area. That includes areas like Morewood and that type of community. But so they're up 36% compared to this time last year, but it's the price. The price right now, the average price 521, 358. So the prices are down 10.7%. Not that bad. If you look at that market and what's sold, there were some older homes and some that were in sort of power of sale condition. So I wouldn't worry too much about that drop in the average price. Months of inventory 3.6, so they have essentially moved back to what we would call a balanced market, right on the edge of a balanced market. Mountain Township, 34 sales this year, so they are down 2.9%. Not really much of a difference compared to this time last year. Keep in mind, in Mountain Township, everything is distorted by the number of new home builders in there. That does make it have an impact on the market. So in Mountain Township right now, the average price is pretty high, 608, 887. But even at that, it's minus 5.1% compared to this time last year. So sometimes there's just too many builders' homes available. Months of inventory, same thing, not looking all that great, 4.9%. So again, if you're a seller, you got to be very conscious of your price and that to get buyers in. 4.9 means you're definitely in that balanced market. No longer in a seller's market. Fortunately, you're not in a buyer's market. You're in that middle ground. Now, if you have questions or if there's some way I can help you out, you can always call or text 613 You can also go into our website, www.beardsleyteam.ca, and check us out there. Lots and lots of 5-star Google reviews, so you'll get an idea as to how we work. And of course, we do offer a free market evaluation. So if you're thinking of selling, you need a price for your house, we're happy to do it for you. We don't charge you for it. And there's always no strings attached, right? We just give you the basic facts, let you make up your mind from there. No pressure, no arm twisting. And on top of all of that, can always help you out. Seniors real estate specialist, seller specialist, real estate negotiation expert, and certified in all three categories. Keith Beardsley of the Beardsley Real Estate Team. Keep us in mind. Be happy to help. Have a great day.